Okay, so today we are going to discuss about half-wave rectifier. After completing our half-wave rectifier, we will be discussing about full-wave rectifier. Now, what is the use of half-wave rectifier, or what is the use of rectifier? It converts AC to DC. AC power is converted to DC power. That is the use of a rectifier. Now let us discuss the circuit diagram of a half-wave rectifier. So here we will have AC power supply. Then we will have a transformer. Followed by a diode. A single diode is present in half-wave rectifier. Then we have the load, say RL. So this is the schematic diagram of half-wave rectifier, or circuit diagram of half-wave rectifier. So this is my diode, right? Now, what is the input to my diode? Or what is the input of this circuit? It is AC. So from 0 to pi, I have a positive cycle. From pi to 2 pi, I have a negative cycle. Likewise, from 2 pi to 3 pi, I have a positive cycle. Then from 3 pi to 4 pi, I have a negative cycle. So on till infinity. So this is my say input. So what will be the output waveform? Input waveform. So what will be the output waveform of your rectifier? You will have only the positive cycle. What will happen to the negative cycle? The negative cycle vanishes. So 0 to pi, then 2 pi to 3 pi, 3 pi to 4 pi, you have a negative cycle vanishes. So this is my output waveform for half-wave rectifier. You have only the positive cycles. You have only the positive cycle, whereas negative cycle is nullified. Fine. Now, how does this happen? How does this happen? Say you give a AC waveform as input. So for positive cycle, this will be positive and this will be negative. So this terminal is positive and this terminal is negative. So as this is positive, positive is connected to P type, whereas negative is connected to N side. P side, N side. Positive is connected to P side, negative is connected to N side. So it will get forward biased. So as my diode is forward biased, it is closed. It acts like a closed switch. During positive cycle, it acts as a closed switch. Diode during positive cycle acts as a switch on or closed switch. This is during positive cycle. So what will happen during negative cycle for the diode? So during negative cycle, this will become negative, this will become positive, right? So my diode will get reverse biased. As it is getting reverse biased, it becomes off. The switch becomes off, or we can say it is a open circuit. So this happens because during positive cycle, my diode is forward biased, and during negative cycle, my diode is reverse biased. Fine. Okay. Now we have to calculate what is the average output current. What is the average output current? So average current can also be called as DC current. So in this is my output. This is the output waveform of my current. Now what is the average of this, or what is the DC component of this? So that is given by total time period. So total time period is 0 to 2 pi. So it is 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi, and my I current has a waveform which is sinusoidal. So it is Im sin theta d theta. So this will give my average. So how to find my average of output? So we know I average is equal to area by time period. So to find area, we go for integration. Time period, we know it is 2 pi. But only for positive cycle you have area. For negative cycle, the area is 0. So we can rewrite this as, this can be rewritten as 1 by 2 pi 0 to pi, because from pi to 2 pi the area is 0. 0 to pi Im sin theta d theta. Now you can take Im outside, so this becomes Im by 2 pi integral 0 to pi sin theta d theta. So if you integrate sin theta, you will get minus cos. So minus Im by 2 pi cos theta 0 to pi. So cos pi is minus 1 minus cos 0 minus 1. So minus 2. Minus 1 is minus 2. So minus 2 into minus Im you will get. So I will write this here. Minus Im by 2 pi Im by 2 pi cos pi minus cos 0, which is equal to minus Im by 2 pi minus 1 minus 1. So this is equal to Im by pi. So Im by pi. Im by pi is my I average of output current. Right? So that is equal to IDC, which is equal to my Im by pi. Okay. Now, what is the value of IRMS? We know what is RMS value. Now we are going to find out what will be our output current RMS value. Right. So IRMS is equal to 1 by T, that is time period from 0 to T where T stands for time period of the waveform. Im sine theta, the whole square d theta, square root of this. So I can write my IRMS square is equal to 1 by T, 1 by T integral 0 to T Im square sine square theta d theta. Now what is this T for the output? For the output, what is the time period? It is from 0 to 2 pi. Only from 0 to 2 pi, the waveform repeats. Only for 0 to 2 pi, the waveform repeats. So we can say the time period is 2 pi. So I will write my T is equal to 2 pi. So ERMS square is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral 0 to 2 pi. We can take Im square outside, it will become Im square sine square theta d theta. Right. So we can write our sine square theta as 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. We can substitute here. So IRMS square is equal to Im square by 2 pi 0 to pi. This will become 0 to pi. This is not 0 to 2 pi. This will become actually 0 to pi. Why? Because we can see here from pi to 2 pi, we don't have any waveform. So this is 0. So we have the waveform only from 0 to pi for the time period 0 to 2 pi. So this becomes 0 to pi sine square theta d theta, but we know sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. So substitute that. 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2, we can take 2 outside, it will become 4. 2 into 2 will become 4. So minus cos 2 theta into d theta. So IRMS square is equal to Im square by 4 pi. If we go for integration, we will get theta minus sine 2 theta by 2, 0 to pi. So if you substitute the limit, we will get IRMS square is equal to Im square by 4 pi minus sine 2 pi. Sine 2 pi will become 0. Substitute the lower limit. Minus of minus, you substitute 0, you will get 0 minus sine 2 0. It will become sine 0. Sine 0 is 0. So eventually you get only pi. So this will can be written as Im square by 4 pi into pi, which is equal to Im square by 4. So I know that my IRMS square is equal to Im square by 4. So we can take square root on both the side. IRMS is equal to Im by 2. Right. So IRMS is equal to Im by 2 for my half wave rectifier. Fine. Now we have to find ripple factor, a term called ripple factor for this half wave rectifier. What is actually ripple factor? Ripple factor will give the error in the output current. Ripple factor will give the amount of error in the output. So what is this ripple factor? So ripple factor is equal to, denoted by the symbol, ripple factor is equal to AC component into AC component in output waveform divided by DC component in output waveform. All we require is DC. It is a rectifier. All we require is DC in the output. But what we actually get, we have some alternating component, that is AC component in the output. What is actually required or desired? A straight line is desired, which is DC. But we get an alternating component as well. So my ripple factor is given by AC component in output by DC component in output. Fine. So what is this DC component output? We know the DC component output is IDC is the DC component in output. Fine. Then what is this AC component output? IRMS square is given by IDC square plus IAC square. That is IRMS root mean square value square is equal to IDC square plus IAC square, which is IAC is the AC component and IDC is the DC component of the output. And this is the IRMS of the output waveform or output current. So from this we can say our IAC square is equal to IRMS square minus IDC square. Fine. Now my ripple factor is equal to AC component in output. So from this I can say what is my AC component. So AC component is equal to square root of IRMS square minus IDC square. So root of IRMS square minus IDC square divided by DC component in output current. So that can be written as IDC. From this I can write, I take IDC inside, I will write IRMS square divided by IDC square minus IDC square by IDC square will become minus 1. IRM, if I take IDC inside square root, it will become IDC square. So IRMS square by IDC square minus IDC square by IDC square will become 1. Now substitute the value of IRMS and IDC. We know the values. So all the expressions for IRMS. The expression for IRMS is IM by 2. IM by 2 is the expression for IRMS. So IM by 2 the whole square divided by IDC the whole square. What is my IDC? My IDC value is IM by pi. So IM by pi square minus 1. So my ripple factor becomes pi by 4 is pi square by 4 minus 1. If we simplify this, IM will get cancelled. We will get pi square in the numerator and 2 square in the denominator. 2 square is 4. So pi square by 4 minus 1 take the square root of the answer. That will give my ripple factor. So the ripple factor is found out to be, substitute pi is equal to 3.14. 3.14 square by 4 minus 1 is found out to be 1.21. So that is my ripple factor of half-wave rectifier. 0.21 ripple factor of half-wave rectifier. Fine. Now we will calculate what is the efficiency, rectifier efficiency. So ripple factor is found out to be 1.21 for half-wave rectifier. What is the efficiency? Efficiency of half-wave rectifier, or simply rectifier. So that is given by, efficiency of rectifier is given by DC power by AC power input. DC power output by AC power input. DC power, which is the output,